962 for the Saturn, or 946. Was definitely, he told me that's what he wanted to be, and that's where they're at. That's what he, Saturn ION Coupe 2003.
Oil the vent right out of it. Anymore, we gotta go back and rethink the equation. Yeah, you could do the same thing in the
reception you got on a Saturn.
Have a quarter-mile clock. That's just kind of a tune-up type of deal. You can only set a record in a full mile. So his fastest speed was between the 3 and the 4.
Right, but I'm saying, like, let's just say it doesn't make it, like, say we go between the 2 and the 3, that number, you can't work that number with the 3.
No, they have to be the same physical mile.
Okay, but if you can use both the 2 and 3s, like I could use the 2 and 3 was like 206 or something.
Yeah, 205 and then 211, and then he pulled the parachute and slowed
So
down.
all I'm saying is we could go out, and even if we only made it to the 4, but we ran, say, 2 something, or as long as we run 195, we're over 200.
Exactly. Yeah, if he only
But if he runs the whole way and we go 211 again, then we use that number.
Yeah, you're forced to take the fastest average.
Okay.
Even if there's more than one average over.
That's great.
Over the record.
Jim Minneker, the driver.
Tell me what the experience is like right now, this last run.
Well, we're getting used to the course and the process procedure here, but this one we let it out a little bit, went the extra mile, and I think we're starting to reach the limit here of our knowledge in the chassis. Got lots of power. We're a little bit traction limited. It's a little different deal with a front drive car that you're trying to get all the traction, all the steering out of the same set of tires. So we got our hands full here. But car ran good. The motor performed flawlessly. The chassis is right there. And we'll just tickle to death to now own the record and be working on our own record.
What's that ride like for you?
Well, it's sort of like trimming a boat out, if you can imagine. I mean, you can't make real fast movements. You've got to let the car settle a little bit. It's going to be moving around, move from side to side on the track a little bit. And because you're working on traction and steering out of the same set of wheels, you want to let it settle out a little bit. And that's really the secret, I think, here, and paying attention to the traction situation. We've got plenty of power, and we could overpower the tires at just about any time that we're at speed.
So it's your job to...
Yeah, kind of reel it back a little bit. It's my job to make sure that we can keep the power in check. Yeah, when I let the chute out, it feels like sticking a 4x8 sheet of plywood out. Lost it off the back of your station wagon and pulls the thing in check. Not unlike somebody to put their hand out at 60 miles an hour when you're on the freeway, and what a surprise it is. This is about 10,000 times that more dramatic when the chute comes out. But it's a good feeling. Well, it's a huge relief because we put so much pressure on ourselves to go out and do well for our division, for our corporation, for SoCal, for GM Performance Division, for GM Race Shop, that to have this behind us is a huge relief for us. And now we're having fun. We're racing on our own record and hopefully reestablishing our own record, which is really a lot of fun now.
Bobby Walden. I'm the crew chief.
Explain what the crew chief does.
Okay, the crew chief's responsibility is to be sure that the most important thing is your guys have a certain list of jobs that they do and not too many people. That way nothing gets missed, everything gets taken care of, and the car is consistent each time. After that, my job is I take care of the fuel and all the safety for the driver. I buckle the driver in, get his belts ready before the race, after the race, pack the parachute, be sure everything's correct on the car that way. Working with GM, basically I've ran a streamliner out here of my own. and I've worked out of my own shop with my own resources. And what has happened with General Motors is the abundance of resources, not just money, but the technical side that they have in their many, many years of car building. Wind tunnel testing, proving grounds, suspension, shock absorbers. The engine is a complete General Motors deal. It's run by, our program's run by Russ Oblenis, General Motors Performance. So we have all these key people that are just at our one phone call away. Whereas most of the guys that are out here, including myself when I ran my own car, it was one lap at a time, one lap at a time. So
slow progress.
Yes, very slow progress. The biggest challenge on this project was working with front wheel drive. All my cars in the past have been rear wheel drive. There towards the end we started having problems and our time was running out. In fact, when we finished the car and said it was 100%, we loaded it on the trailer and drove all night to get here. So that's how close it was to, you know, being from start to finish. Just the last hour load and go. Well, it's real cold in the morning. The car runs on methanol instead of gasoline, and methanol is a slower burning fuel. And plus, it puts twice as much methanol in an engine as a gasoline engine. So your spark has to be really intense, and the heat's what fires it. So what we had to do is pull the plugs, heat the plugs, put them back in, and use starter fluid to get it going.
Almost like diesel.
Yeah, almost like a cold diesel. I've been coming out here several years, and I've been a crew chief for several years on different teams. And we run a 315-mile-an-hour flathead streamliner out here. And the most intense part now is after you push the guy off, the driver, the car disappears, and it's between the start and the 2-mile mark, the first time when they say the 2 1/4. Because when they tell you the 2 1/4, you know if you're on a run or if it's dead, they're going to be pulling off. For me, that's the most intense time. Basically taking an engine that you buy in your everyday car that they've modified for drag racing and then taking it to this level to make it live for 5 miles at 800 horsepower. And the thing about the engine is it's extremely simple, and it is extremely close to production. It's not like all this craziness that you can't buy over the counter. It's a very, very close piece to what you can buy. You take that cylinder head off and put it on a stock engine and drive it.
Tell me what horsepower you're making here.
We're putting out about 850 horsepower now with the boost and what we have.
You're in charge of safety, I mean driver safety, and that's your thing. You're using the hands device, and he's really in there, right?
Right. We're using even a 7-point harness instead of a 5-point belt. A 5-point belt just is a crotch strap, a lap belt, and 2 shoulder belts. But the 7-point actually comes up under your hips and ties into your crotch strap. That keeps you from sliding under your belts if you have an accident. Really, they've been using them in Indy cars, and they've said that the drivers have survived 140 G impacts with 7-point belts. And so we're using the best belt system we can. And this also came about from General Motors technology. The General Motors safety people came to SoCal shop, saw our belts, made the recommendation, and instead of just saying this is what we want you to do, they had to video the information and the technology to show us why we needed to do this. And you know, it's just invaluable, the amount of knowledge they have in safety. And then the Hans device, you know, there's a lot of people that have been killed if they had a Hans device on, that they'd still be alive. Even today, John Lehnerfelter, who's in a coma, he's probably not going to have any kind of a normal life. He was in an accident and had been a racer for 30 years. If he had been wearing his Hans device, which was in the trailer, he would have walked away from his accident.
Can you tick off the safety devices you have for the driver?
Okay, for our driver, first of all, we have the 7-point driver harness, the Hans device. He has his fire suit, which is a funny car style fire suit, since we're running a front engine car. So it passes all the SFI standards for fire. He has an up-to-date helmet. Of course, the Hans device to go with the helmet, his fire gloves and boots, roll bar padding, wrist restraints to keep his arms from, if the car rolls over, keeps his arms from flying up above his head and maybe getting crushed. We have a 3-bottle fire system on the car. We have 10 pounds of fire propellant for the driver and 10 pounds for the engine. So we got him covered in fire and rollover, and then also we have parachutes on the car. Our car has 2 parachutes. One is for required for cars that go over 200, but we put the additional parachute on there in case that parachute fails, because there have been people killed out here because the parachutes have failed. We lost one of our greatest competitors last October because the parachute failed. So we pretty well have him nailed down and try to keep him in a safe car, keep it clean, and check over everything.
What you think when you hit the record here?
The record's not till in the morning. You know, we've.
Well, let's say you did. I mean, you already established your record.
Okay.
So what do you think when you hit that?
For a first-time car, off the trailer, first pass into impound is absolutely incredible. It makes you feel, made me feel real, I don't know, just real mellow and happy, because myself and all the crew back at SoCal worked so hard to get this car finished, and most of them couldn't be here, and my thoughts were with them, wishing that they could have got to be here with us. So
Special.
everybody's going to be happy. You know, it's a great deal.